each different bubble of reality is true.
A galactic historian is a person that looks at all the lines of dramatic karma.
Nudge, nudge, it's the Holy Grail.
Improvise. Mysterious.
It's counter psychic intelligence.
Why is DNA farming of this star cluster so important?
Because we do manifest our reality. We do create our reality. Going up to today's live webcast as we are waiting for everyone to come in and sign in to the chat room. I have a special presentation for everyone. Welcome everyone that has signed in to the chat room. So thank you everyone. And we shall go there in just a minuto. I want to open a prayer today, for we have had our 888 Lionsgate portal. Dum dum dum, where everyone's shit has been stirred in a big flaming mass of stew. And I want to address that as part of this opening. I want everyone to take a moment and make a choice. Is this a moment of sacred recreation, regular recreation, sacred learning, or is this just a form of entertainment? Everyone can have their own perspective. I'm asking you to make a choice. You can do all of them simultaneously, but then everything within yourself will be split, and there shall be a tug-of-war between why you're really present here now. Living the mystical life daily is about the daily practice of what it takes to not just be a spiritual being, but to be your own self-illuminated master. What it takes is a part of your awareness. What it takes is part of your daily physical actions to heal traumas within the body, so you may inevitably assist others in healing their traumas, be it through making a poem, writing a song, being a presenter, or being a good mom. Those are always your choices in the ever-present moment, which is the unlimited point of view. In the search for the unlimited point of view is the understanding of our limitations, our archetypical things of self-defeat. I'm here to show you how to consciously apply the sacred art of living the mystical life daily as the out-loud, name-it-to-claim-it system without giving your power away. What is giving your power away? I ask this for a reason. As you, the observers that are here in the now, what have you given away power to today? Your neighborhood, security, police, government, banking, media, esoteric, all sorts of things you've given your power away. I ask you for this moment to say, all things that are taking my power at this moment, you are now suspended in time and no time and have no access to my power. That I am not giving power away to anything. I believe in myself. I believe in myself so much, I can let down for this next 90 minutes and allow myself to perceive in my own expression without information being weaponized within my own frequency, so I may see the unlimited point of view for what it is, reminding me that my only thing that's stopping me from an unlimited point of view are my limitations and my ability to argue for my limitations. Many people argue for their limitations. And for many of you also, this is not your first webcast. First thing I want to say is that if you have not been able to maintain your sacred discipline in the past, it's fine. Just way too much information here to get this all in one webcast. That's why I put it all into a 6-week online course called Living the Mystical Life Daily. Okay? Many of you have been concerned in the past that you aren't able to maintain the discipline. I want to put those fears to rest today by my presentation to you, by my emanation to you, so that you may learn to emanate on your own and not emulate. What is emulation versus emanation? In a number of the other webcasts, I went in depth to it, so in depth that it reached a point where some were confused. Confused for what reason? Because they weren't ready to get out of mediocrity of their own mind and understand that the world is a complex world and requires your complex pattern recognition. That is what becoming your own self-illuminated master is. Okay? Others do it their other way. I'm trying to help you find your own way. This course is a blueprint to have you see your own truth, your own self-discernment. The way the course works is you have a variety of subject matter to speak out loud as the name it to claim it system that activates your sacred discipline, your sacred recreation, or you're just doing it on your own. When you use your sacred discipline with your fullness of intent behind it, those out loud words become empowering. The next part of the thing is you record your empowered voice. And then you have bypassed my words and used your own voice to pass on the emanation of the message. Some of these recordings are as short as 3 minutes, and some are as long as 20 minutes. The more time, effort, and energy you put into recording your own voice, the more you pay time, effort, and energy in reading and understanding the material, which is meant as a multidimensional, multifunctional opening frequency of the unlimited point of view, that challenge you as the person who will be ultimately sitting in a meditative state, listening to your own voice going, am I choosing to be discerning of my own frequency am I passing on, or am I choosing to be critical of myself? And when you are in those self-reflective moments, when your own voice is in the emanation of the truth of heart-based energy, will you accept your own energy? There is no other system out there that is like this. This is meant to get down to the most basic of sacred discipline, presence of a person. This 6-week course is designed for those that are having trouble with sacred discipline. Can you put in 94 minutes a week? Can you truly practice 94 minutes a week? There are 8 meditation teachings specifically designed to use 1 a day, and maybe one day you do 2, as short as 7 minutes and as long as 16 minutes. That is how simple engaging sacred discipline is. This is also an exercise of mind, body, spirit. For the body houses and holds the traumas of the life of the past. The mind and the spirit, what are they housing? Your potentialities of how hope can turn toxic, how hope can help, how love helps you in those future or present moments. The body and the traumas, the heart and its traumas, the spirit and its traumas, all combined comes to an I am presence technology who gets to make choices in the ever-present moment. The out loud name it to claim it system is the ever-present moment choosing to be here now. And whatever words follow in that ever-present moment before there's a break in consciousness are your will, your rules, borders, policies, and procedures to the seen and the unseen world. That is what conscious application of the sacred is. So for everyone, my goal today is to help 2 types of people. For those of you who are beginners, you'll learn what it takes to have conscious application of the sacred and what it really means to your daily life changes. For those of you more experienced with my teachings, you will get a more in-depth understanding and have the ability to see old shells, limitations, perceptions, and deception filters. The last webcast I also talked about inception filters. Inception filters are both positive and negative. An inception filter can be a negative manipulating personality that is trying to create an inception within you, that is deceiving you into believing it's your own thought, as well as your own inceptions, your own great wisdoms and things that are luring you onto positive mind trails of self-exploration. Now, perception deception filters are virtually the same thing, but these are the more insidious ways of self-defeat. A perception deception filter may not ever allow you to see that your perfect soulmate is in the house next door to you for the last 20 years because you have held your standards so high on the type of person that you want that you never realized you weren't even a signature frequency match for the person you wanted in your life because the own things you had not healed in your own life. So many people ask me, where's my soulmate? Why aren't they there? That's an instant gratification answer. If they were there, you would see them. That is a perception deception filter. Our goals are set so high that we will never find that perfection of a person until you make it in yourself. I learned at a young age, growing up with a skill set to see people for what they were, as a physical and a non-physical being, as a seen and unseen world being, with their own algorithm of synchronicities that were positive and negative happening around them. I had my own personal aha moments discovering the way the system of domination and control worked. And when I came out on radio, I was asked to speak about that system of domination and control. to speak in ways of the Akashic Record that went back 54 million years, or 22 billion years ago, or to the founding of the universe. Now, I had already gone on my own personal spiritual exploration and didn't have anyone to share that with, because that was my journey as a young kid growing up. And my journey now is to impart to you the legacy of responsibility, of what it takes to have knowledge as wisdom in an actionable knowingness state. For you can only be responsible to your level of awareness. That is the first law of the universe. If you're choosing awareness, you must be able to use that awareness at all times, in all dimensions, in all conscious streams. So if there's a person in your frequency that you know is negative to you in any way, shape, or form, and you allow them to continue exchanging energy in your awareness and knowingness, you have violated your own mantle of responsibility to yourself. This does not mean to physically cut them out. This means to remove the energy siphons between you two, the exchange systems between the two. And that is what Living the Mystical Life Daily, as an out loud name it, claim it system does. Removes the negative exchange system and replaces it with the positive exchange system. One of them is the peacekeepers and the peacemakers, a more advanced way of taking unconditional emanated love and making it a dream-based frequency that stops beings from directly interacting with your exchange systems. You have that power if you should choose to use it. Within the body of the Course is the understanding of what the red road of time and the blue road of time is. The red road is this physical living world. The blue road is the spirit world. And they function on a different time. We do not live on Roman numeral time. That is the biggest lie and illusion we all believe in. We put our placebo power behind it. What is placebo power? Contemplate. Bring into your mind, body, and spirit. And I know many of you out there want to become teachers, speakers, psychics, healers. Some of you just want to be able to work on yourself. Whatever you're doing, whether you're a homemaker, college student, business leader, healer, wherever you are in your life journey, it's your journey. Traditionally in our world, you would have to isolate yourself in caves, monasteries, ashrams to learn all of this and then apply it. In our modern world, it is hard to perform ancient practices and rituals because of everyone else's projections. And then you still got to learn to apply the teachings from those rituals, those practices, those sacred disciplines of empowering the self. In this era, we must blend all the teachings in an a la carte belief system of whatever works in the moment, without judgment or scorn, internally or externally. Every day is an opportunity to choose to live the mystical life daily. The power of choice is grand in your legacy to yourself. It is your mantle of self-responsibility to use your own awareness, syncopated with your presence. This Living the Mystical Life Daily blueprint makes it simple, so you can change your perspective and get a fresh point of view, and how to perceive an unlimited point of view. So the perception of your reality does not have deception or inception filters that lead you down mind trails that never reveal the soul family that's there waiting for you to engage high frequency and to attract each other like magnets. All of the polarities flowing in action. Each and every human being has the ability to instantly attract to them spiritual energy, wealth and abundance, greatness and path, if you should choose to be the signature frequency match. One of the teachings in the Living the Mystical Life Daily is a prayer that is called Accepting the Fifth World of Peace. Many of you have heard me do this on a number of other shows. The north is the place of our ancestors. The south is the place of the 7 future generations. The east is the doorway to illumination and clarity, and the west is our dream space. The most basic form of belief system that's out there to engage hindsight and foresight between the eastern and western doors. Reverence and respect for those that came before us, and the reverence and respect for those that will be the legacy to what we do now. For we bear the responsibility of the now, not the beings of the past and not the beings of the future. Only us bear the responsibility of acting to the now, equal to the level of our responsibility to our awareness. So many of you want awareness, you want the power, but you don't want the responsibility. You don't want to hold it. This is why I tailored this 6-week course as a mind, body, and spiritual triathlon that you will not get in one moment. It'll be hundreds of moments where aha after aha after aha increases your ability of endurance to maintain the high frequency of emanation of the source words that are flowing through you, so you can perceive other dimensional realities and not be overwhelmed by them. To have heart-space discernment, to know if a being is manipulating you, if you should choose to allow that in your awareness, without becoming a paranoid person or paranoiac personality, always worrying about the next person coming after them. You must be a willing co-creator about learning our life's and habitual patterns, knowing your story as truth, and then the truth of heart-space discernment. For that is what we're going to learn today. The 3 paths to heart space awareness. Contemplate heart space awareness. What do these 3 paths really mean? Points of view, perspective. It's a matter, are you engaging them as your sacred neutral point of view, your sacred polarized point of view, your recreational point of view? Or is this you now going, I have all these choices in this ever-present moment, and I must begin to make a personal strategy in my daily life that uses my sacred discipline to imprint upon myself the seeds of spirituality that I want to grow in myself, the path to a personal and physical abundance, the path to health and wellness, the path to joy and companionship, if you should choose to engage true heart space discernment about yourself, the path that you've been on, how much you've healed yourself. Living the Mystical Life Daily webcast will do this. All right, I think we're going to take our first caller before I blow everyone's ears out. I'm a little passionate today.
Okay, our first caller is Adora Divine in the New York area.
Adora, sorry, how are you doing today?
Hi. I'm good. How are you feeling?
I'm doing good. I'm passionate today.
So, am I actually? I kind of made that remark to myself this morning. But I'm in this unique space right now where it's been all of this activation, let's call it, over the last 3 years that's really brought me to my core and to myself and really understanding my purpose. And I've been flooded with so much strategy that I don't necessarily even have to work to pushing like these concepts or ideas through. It's like everything just sort of flows and opens up to me. And I find it's still a lot of work, but I find myself in spaces where sometimes okay, let me take it a step back. Right now, I guess I'm just at a pivotal moment where I'm ending up in really tremendous places. And I'm aware of the power that I can use in these spaces to affect more than me. Mm-hmm. And I feel led to do that. I'm getting I get very specific instruction to do these things. And then there are these just puzzle pieces that seem to be missing at the same time, where I know that in order for me to connect one dot to another, there's something in between that's missing. Mm-hmm. And this week in particular seems to be a lot of urgency, not necessarily caused by me or timelines, but just what I see and the way that I'm usually called to act within spaces. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, how am I supposed to act? How am I supposed to get this next step done or get to this next level without having whatever ingredient I feel is missing right now? Did any of that make sense?
Absolutely. Sometimes we got to cook a meal that doesn't have the 7 spices we want. Mm-hmm. And right now you're cooking without the spices you want. It's still going to be a good meal. Okay? You're being called to change spaces. I know exactly what you're saying there. Let me add a little level here. Are you going through a plain old regular New York activation, or are you going through a galactivation?
Galactic. I mean, ridiculous proportions.
Then you need to get out of the city for a few weeks and allow the galactivation to be a galactivation and not a New Yorkivation as the ambulance goes by.
I know, right?
Okay? The city speaks its own language. You're not going to necessarily get up and move. You just need to take some time away and allow the galactivation to flow through the tips of your fingers and toes. And then let the ecstasy of Mother Nature re-inspire you so you may know what you don't know already. And right now you're battling, trying to know what you don't know. And you won't know what you don't know until the time you need to know it.
Right.
That's the way the earth works. For if you knew the plan, would you still be here?
It's not, I guess, it's not so much needing to know the plan, whereas it's more so like...
You want a blueprint. You at least want a crib notes.
No, okay, so it's even, I guess I'm trying not to be too vague and like, abstract, but I guess it's a matter of even in the practical realm, like I get, this abstract vision of what I'm supposed to do and then instruction of what that looks like in real life, right? And so when I'm talking ingredients, it's the thing to help me fulfill what I'm being asked to fulfill, even if it's like a task for tomorrow,
What are you doing as a job?
I actually created my own startup.
Beautiful. It is. What does it do?
It is involving, on the surface level, it does involve fashion, media, but at its core, it's about unifying everything that's broken right now. And the ways that even shows up in media and all of the things that we think aren't necessarily connected to us or don't affect us.
Challenging the world of vanity with what? Clothing and apparel that will help remove vanity by whatever the design style is. Something that is an age-old habit pattern from tailors and dressmakers since the dawn of clothing. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's your passion. I get it. You know how many fashion designers call me privately throughout the world, the top-end fashion designers? You know what they call me for? Inspiration. That's it. They already know what their passion is. And it's not that they can't find inspiration. It's I give them a specific kind of inspiration. One that's galactic inspiration, the bigger sense of service through their medium of art.
True. Yeah. And that's what it is. It's more so about art. But just before I go, I guess I have the first time I really heard you speak was on, I forgot which show, but you brought up disclosure. And how we were moving towards this place where we'd be seeing a lot more of that. And I think we have since you've recorded that interview. I had just come across the Heather Antucci story. I hadn't heard about it prior to this week. And I wanted to know if you had any insight regarding that and just where we are as far as disclosure and how we're supposed to move within these spaces as it's happening.
I will reiterate what I've said since 2012. Nothing is happening tomorrow. Nothing will happen the day after tomorrow. December 21st, 2012, I led a 17-hour marathon simulcasted on 22 radio stations that was titled Nothing's Gonna Happen Tomorrow. 2013, 2014, and 2015, I did those marathons. I stick by those words. Disclosure means different things to everyone. I know which episode you're referring to. And in that particular episode, I went in depth that you will see it as an individual. You will not see it as a global narrative. Okay? There are whistleblowers out there that have told everything since the middle 80s. There is nothing new in conspiracy or UFOology, and this even goes to the Corey Goode people. Corey Goode has brought nothing new out except the 3 words smart glass pad. That is the only thing new in the lore he has brought out. Now Heather Antucci, now there's going to be either a backlash from my authentic truth or there won't. Every other time I've ever had to deal with One People's Trust, there's always been a backlash of the zealots that try to run that. Back in 2012, 13, 14, they had nearly 20 million listeners telling people how to do paperwork. I'm a very experienced law paper person. I've done nearly 700 hours of law work with the top 20 law ninjas that are presenters on radio and television. talking about everything from what was going on in 1913 to the original spendthrift trust that the United States started under. The founders are no friends of ours. The founding fathers are no friends of ours. They sold us out. Now, when it comes to Heather Ann Tucci, she led a powerful movement that tried to bring I am essence wisdom to paperwork, entangled in a black law system of dark magic. Eventually, that black law system corrupted a movement and made it complacent until such a time they all moved to, where was it, Morocco. Well, they all were wanting to put a free energy device in this broke-ass town in Morocco that had no internet. Okay? And then 27 families ended up living in one house.
Wow.
That's all public record. Until such a time, Heather Ann Tucci had a meltdown and said she was this, then her truth, and walked off in the desert and disappeared until suddenly she shows up being arrested again. She is struggling to be relevant. That is not an attack. That is my form of authentic truth.
I take it that way.
Okay? The 27 families that she led into a cult of the One People's Trust all had their own issues, good and bad. But ultimately, what Heather Ann Tucci represents was a movement engaging the black law system. As soon as you engage the system, you have already lost. Already lost. Do I believe that people should follow her work? Only if you believe in it. Only if that is what the signature frequency teaching that you want. There's a global infrastructure of distraction out there, a smorgasbord of distraction of sugar waiting for you to consume it and spend your energy on it. If that's what you so desire, then more power to you. I have no judgment. I only have my belief that disengage the global infrastructure of distraction and the narrative of it, and give yourself 2 hours a week or an hour a day or 20 minutes a day disentangled from it, so that when you do entangle it, you can see it for what it is. Something that may lead you down to positive or negative aha moments in your life, positive or negative synchronicities. For there is another truth about the One People's Trust that will probably give me a slap back from an audience. All of those people they taught to do the paperwork that are still in jail today. All of those other law presenters out there, call your ass out too, telling people how to do paperwork to get their credit system redone. Do you know how many of them have gone to jail? How many people have stood up to a cop over a traffic ticket and have ruined their life because they listened to One People's fucking Trust? Okay? That's passion coming out here. After years of people coming to me for a private session going, well, why did I listen to them? Because you believed. You believed. Okay? You believed. Forgive yourself. This is the thing about the dragon eating its own tail. Things that should have died out from the industry can come right back up because they have a footprint on the internet. And like you weren't around during the great forum wars of 2013 and 14, where One People's Trust zealots were fighting against this group, and the One People's good guys were fighting against this group, and everyone was trying to make peace and do good, and everyone at the top there was beautiful and happy and doing the right thing, until everyone started personally attacking each other. Because the forum wars is the way people learned before. Now it's all instant gratification. You learn it through a 20-minute YouTube video, instead of being a part of what that movement was at that moment, at the foundings of when Facebook didn't realize we could make a viral video and change the whole world in 10 minutes.
Wow.
So this is my thing to the law people out there. I learned law for a spiritual purpose. You do not learn law to make it your spiritual purpose. Separate the two. What you will learn going down the law point of view is it's a fucked up world inside there. And all of those people in the court are black fucking magicians who don't give a shit about you and who are making money off of every case. And it gets worse and worse and worse the more you uncover it. And that's what makes zealots and martyrs in that industry. The presenters are zealots and martyrs with no spiritual hygiene whatsoever. That's why I don't present in it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Sorry
you
for my
just
passion, but I don't have to apologize. I
you don't.
may have gone a little overboard there.
It's cool. But any like last little insights for my personal anything at all?
Remember the word collectivation. Get out of the
Galactic.
city, get on the
Mhm.
beach, put on the bikini, be a sacred feminine in the glory and beauty of who you are. Okay? Do you have a
Okay.
companion that you can be intimate with? Do it, and do it a lot. Give yourself the gift.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
You're going
Awesome.
through such change, you're trying to subtly predict the change, to be prepared for it, to have a couple, paving stones done ahead by yourself before you even get there.
Possibly.
Yeah. You're not a precognitive stone paver. Okay? You're just walking the path.
You're right.
Okay? And the next thing is sacred discipline. What does it really mean to you? Have you done the advanced heart meditation?
I'm moving into that now,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's 3 that are immediately available: advanced heart meditation, the shaman's death, and the sanctuary for all souls.
I did the shaman's death.
Well, how did that help you?
Um, I've been doing it actually for the last couple of weeks. And it's been good in the process of me like coming in to the ownership of certain aspects. But I'm still working through it. I mean, I feel stronger, but I'm not sure what if it's credited to various aspects of my newer discipline overall in particular, or just the fact that I've become more disciplined, you know. But yeah.
I will encourage you to go on the website and to download all of the other revocations of their government, banking, media, masculine, feminine, shaman's death, and the union and communion consciousness strength.
Okay.
Okay? You put all those together, and then the 3 meditation teachings, shaman's death is already up there, but the sanctuary for all souls and the advanced heart meditation, all that together should take you roughly 2 hours to record at a normal pace.
Okay.
Invest 2 hours into listening to your own voice for 2 hours with the intention that I'm discerning myself. I'm going to listen to what my voice, am I truly passing on the message of those words, being the spirit that I am? Do I need to change those words? The whole reason I give everyone the text in PDF formats is so you can change it and add the words and make it your own. I've created a blueprint and a template that is designed to help you see the unlimited point of view, where you're giving your power away, and the suggestions of where and when to take your power back. And then how to take your power back and not bring dirty energy. Shut down the exchange system so that it doesn't continue in your ever-present moments.
Okay.
All right, darling. You have a great day. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks. Bye.
All right. Passion, everyone. What is it? I'm going to show you how to consciously apply passion today. Why am I passionate today? As opposed to the other webcasts? The 888 line gate? The preparatory work that I've been doing in ceremony? The deep ahas and revelations that I have from my own spiritual practice, which occupies a minimum of 20 hours of my month to be able to do it at the level that I'm working at, to be able to do the private sessions, the public sessions, okay? And then the business session, which takes to run an entire television studio and 6 employees. The affiliates that it takes. The endless hours of network phone calling. People don't see that. But that is the business of spirit right now. To spread the message of the unlimited point of view in a limited world. Allowing yourself to come to these webcasts is my honor. I have felt great joy from many callers, but I've also had some very sad times in my life. Sad times that challenged me at my most deepest core of the sacred neutral being I was. That if I was going to be here and be doing this, that I had to get serious with my life, serious with my process. And that's what Living the Mystical Life Daily online course is, what it took to get serious with the life. I knew I was innately and fundamentally different from everyone else in the world from the moment in the baseball stadium, where I understood everything and everyone was the Akashic Record. And that I had spiritually contracted this I am soul being, Andrew Bartzis, born March 23rd, 1974, to be aware of that and to learn the mantle of awareness responsibility. And that has been my lifelong journey into awareness and the responsibility that comes when you learn about the world 50 million years ago and the way our people lived then to the way we live now, why we've gone through it, why we've been screwed up so much. What I've seen would shrivel you back into your own fetus in the mother's womb. But I had learned the coping skill of absolute sacred neutrality. No matter how charged the information was, it could not weaponize me. And that's the key. Everyone has had this happen in them. If you've ever had a moment of absolute anger with a loved one, and you held your ground, and you didn't fight back. We come here on this world to learn that. That process, holding our ground and not becoming weaponized and slaying our brother and sister down with our wrath of vengeance. That's what we're here to learn. All the other presenter out there, they're saying roughly the same thing. I'm using my passion today to get across to people at the next level. Put down the weaponization or the need to be weaponized from information. Take it for what it is. Heather Ann Tucci, great spirit on the work, has been led down different pathways. Personally, it's still law, though. It's going to entangle you at the level of what? Is it going to show you spirit? No, it's going to show you the black law of spirit and how fucked up that world is. That which you focus on appears in your life. That's what you study about and do not allow weaponization and polarization in your life becomes knowledge and knowingness. This is why so many people fail at studying material, separating the knowledge, wisdom, and knowingness between the weaponizing of it, designing to turn you into a martyr and zealot for the cause itself. The cause is your passion. Allow it to be a passion of non-charge and polarity, but a passion of learning the truth and applying it to the next set of wisdom-based moments where you have choices. Wisdom-based moments, you have choices. That's the I, in this ever-present now, make a choice to enforce rules, borders, policies, and procedures in my seen and unseen world as my out loud, name it to claim it system. All right, do we have another caller yet?
This person will be from the area around Berea, Kentucky.
Berea, Kentucky, are you there? Berea, Kentucky.
I'm in Louisville, Kentucky.
How you doing from Kentucky? What's your name?
My name is Mary.
Hi, Mary. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well.
Okay. So what kind of questions do you want to ask today?
Well, I've been kind of going through a paradigm shift.
Ooh.
As far as like my religious background, and been on the spiritual pilgrimage, been listening to a lot of what you have to say, and I think I have always been like a very sensitive child, and my family hasn't really known what to do with me, and I got like an accounting degree growing up because I didn't want to deal with my feelings, and now I'm realizing my feelings are what I'm here to work on and to process, and that I'm kind of an empath, or so I'm feeling called into like working with like crystal healing, and which, you know, this will cause a big rift with my family, but I'm just like also realizing I have a free will, and like not to acquiesce to other people's needs all the time, you know, that I have a right to do what my purpose is here, not to just please other people.
And what is that purpose?
To love and to heal other people.
To heal yourself enough also, so you can heal others.
Heal myself first.
What is it you think you need to heal in yourself?
Wow.
Have a moment of absolute brutal honesty, just with yourself.
I know my sacral chakra feels very blocked.
Sexually blocked?
Sexually blocked.
Yeah. You're going to need to take that power back from whoever is claiming it from you.
Okay.
Okay. And that's not a stand up and sacred feminine and hitting people with wooden spoons like the grandma. That's internal energy that you're giving away as an enablement.
Could you say that again?
That is an internal thing that you are giving away your energy as an enablement to other male and female personalities who cannot live their own life. Or giving away your sexual energy for a non-sexual purpose. Part of your empathic process that's upside down and inside out. Thus, why you're trying to claim power back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I am pulling that power back.
Is there somebody in your life that judges the clothing you wear and may use, you know, unpleasant words to you?
Yes.
Okay. How much does that hurt?
A lot.
Take that power back from that person being able to hurt you.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you tell me about if I am on the right path, or?
Oh, absolutely, you're on the right path. Do you believe you're on the right path? It's not about what I think; it's about what you believe.
Yes, I feel definitely that I'm on the right path.
Yeah. Then the most important thing you can learn is you must let go of what others think, in all perspectives. Literally, let it go. It means nothing to this journey that you're going on in this short term, medium term, or long term. Those that truly have heart-spaced awareness will be on your journey as willing, able companions and co-creators.
Okay.
Okay? You're on the path to the heart. And that is what today's webcast is. Instead of the expectations and limitations, it's being a able, willing co-creator in your own life path. There's a difference between able and willing co-creator. There are people that are forced co-creators. There are people that are able but unwilling. There are people out there that have broken legs and need to go take a dump in the morning, and they got to get up on their crutches, be in pain, get over there, get on the toilet, put their legs up in the right thing so they can do their morning duty, and then figure out how to wipe and go clean up and go back to their bed. You don't have broken legs. Okay?
I had a broken leg recently, but...
Yeah. But it's a metaphor that's come up. Being an able, willing co-creator. What are you co-creating with? Your dream. To be a healer, teacher, presenter, and whatever else you can manifest as your path to abundance. Yes, in the Bible Belt of Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Thus, that will be your charge and polarity that you must cut through with each day by saying it doesn't matter what the fuck they think. It is their judgment, not mine.
Right.
And every moment I allow their judgment to suppress me, I have broken my own free will.
Gotcha.
Claim the power back from every Bible thumper that's ever tried to say it's my way or the highway.
Right.
My way or damnation. Fuck you, damnation. I don't believe in your damnation.
Right.
Eh?
Okay.
The next thing here is you are on what I will call the fiery path of self-change. Means you've engaged the fire medicine of passion, and it has burnt some people who were controlling, abusive, etc., etc. Because they were subtly manipulating your divine power. Okay? What's the backstab energy been like for you since you began your path?
It's been horrible.
Off the hook.
Yeah, that's why I'm having a hard time finding people I trust to talk about.
Because you're in the Bible Belt.
Yeah, but I mean, it's even with people that that say they're in the same type of
You could be in
consciousness
Ohio,
realm that
Texas, Canada, Mexico. It's no different. I
Okay.
use the word Bible Belt for a reason. There's a perception and mythos around it. And I'm trying to take that perception and mythos away. Whether you're in
Okay.
Mexico City, it's another version of Bible Belt. Whether you're in Brazil, Canada, Germany, another version. They have their own Bible Belters. Trying to run a narrative and force everyone to believe in it. There are plenty of good people in Kentucky who don't give, a rat's ass about any religion. Okay?
Right.
More that don't than do. So now for you, it's what does it take for you to engage? I don't give a rat's ass about what they think. It is ultimately about what they believe. And if they believe themselves to be true, good Christians following the word of Christ, they shall do no harm in his name, shall not force others to believe only in one way. They will not only turn the other cheek, but they will share their wisdom without competing with you.
Right.
I know the Gospels very well. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
They are
I'm
beautiful
involved
people in
with-
the religion. They're just in the process of limitation. And that's okay. You are in the process of taking the weight of limitation off of you. And you're discovering, I need to share with people.
Yes.
I've helped many people from across the Bible belts all over the world to open wellness and healing centers that were just non-denominational enough to be sold in the community and not have any backlash.
Yes. I'm feeling very called to open like a divine feminine center for women who are just need some time away for their premenstrual or just menstrual cycle or, So I'm kind of pregnant with some ideas, and I have a circle of women that I meet with on a monthly basis. A moon circle, we call it. But I still am having trouble even trusting some of the women that are around me as my...
How much older are they? How much older are they than you?
Some are probably 10 to 20 years older.
And there is where you're going to run into manipulation from that era of time people. The retired moms that have no project. Maybe they were in business and they're bored. They're trying to run your life and live through you vicariously. That is worldwide syndrome. Moms, whether you're in Japan, Russia, China, moms all do the same thing, just different traditions and or morals and ethics drive them to do different forms of manipulation and vicarious living. You aren't meant to be working with 20-year-old people older than you. You're meant to be people in your own life path who are also on your own life path.
Okay. And then I have a partner. One other question was, I have a partner who's Asperger's.
Mm-hmm.
And I had heard you say that, like for me, nature is my medicine. I need to be in nature a lot. Like I love to garden, and I work with herbs a lot, some flower essences, and but I've tried to get my boyfriend, let's go on a walk, or and he seems totally disconnected
Because he has Asperger's.
And,
Right. That
So,
doesn't function into his reality until such a time he can accept that
Okay.
imprint. Right.
that's just something that he will probably never connect with.
Never say never. What made you fall in love with him?
Oh, his intellect.
Okay. So you
his
know that he
open
has
mind.
Asperger's, and you know you fall in love with the intellect. What about his heart?
Yeah. Oh, yes. He has a beautiful heart also.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a heart and an intellect that's focused through the Asperger's into the way he's going to live his life. That also means you have a unique opportunity to live your life in your own way, where you can go into those woods for those alone journeys of inner time and introspection and reflection, and then return to someone that you know is not going to change his form of love for you, because that's the nature of his Asperger's.
Okay.
You have a unique stability that many other women don't. Okay, it's not all butterflies and unicorns with him either.
Right.
Okay? That's the truth with every relationship. Sometimes it's, cavemen will be cavemen, whether it's Asperger's caveman or New York caveman.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Okay.
You got to find the essence of sacred femininity while you're in nature. And that is the alone journey for you.
Okay.
Okay? This is not, stripping naked and jumping in the pool and jumping in the lake and, going, I'm free, swimming like a mermaid.
Yes.
Yeah?
Okay.
It's the next level of
Thank you so
knowingness,
much.
going into the forest, bringing the awareness of the trees to the tips of your fingers and toes, and allowing yourself to share unconditionality of love with all living things and sentient beings emanating love. That's sacred femininity. That's unconditionality of love. Bring that essence to your practice each and every day, and that essence will emanate from you and attract those of the same personality.
All right.
You're just cutting the weeds in the area right now. You got a machete, you've carved out a good area for yourself. Well, why don't you think of it, instead of just carving an area out, I'm going to make my own crop circle.
Okay.
Okay? And that's your 50-mile radius of the town that you live in. You're going to go hack some weeds over there, make a big giant smiley face crop circle.
Mine would probably be heart-shaped.
Okay?
All right.
Disengage from the elderly women that are retired manipulators, but also know there are some good ones there too.
Yes, there is.
Okay? You know who the gossip hounds are.
Right.
Why engage them?
Stick with my discernment.
Stick with your discernment. Stick with your knowingness. And the next thing is here, you also need to get body work done on you.
Yes. I've been sick for about 7 or 8 years. So.
When is it going to take more importance? When is it going to take that level of importance?
Yeah, it is taking. I mean, I am at that point where it's like, okay, yeah, I need more than yoga, and I do get massage, but
you need more advanced
form.
You need more advanced forms of healing, cranial sacral, and myofascial relief with the inner oral work.
Okay.
Okay. Try like 6 to 8 cranial sessions with a full-on inner oral work where they're releasing all the jaw muscles, all the jaw fascia, so that your mastoid bone can return to normal position. So C1 and C2, your atlas and axis can actually prop your head up the right way instead of it off to the left a little bit. Both the orbits of your eye are sunk in to the right, and your sphenoid bone, or your nose, is so compressed on the front of your face, I'm surprised you can breathe through your nose.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's because you've been dealing with so much body stress, mind stress, soul stress for the last 7 years and living in adrenal gland. And now you're going, I'm heart space, not adrenal. And that's your journey right now.
Yeah, I had
And
an adrenal crisis.
you will heal it. You just got to take it to the next level of belief. You will be successful when you take yourself to the next level of belief.
Right. Well, that's what I'm committed to do, so every day.
Okay? Well, understand that being committed is one thing.
Okay.
Okay? Your next level here is sacred discipline.
Okay.
So have you recorded any of the meditations in your own voice?
I have not, and I need to do that. I just found where I could record it on my phone yesterday, so I'm excited about doing that. So.
Okay. Unlocking your spiritual awareness and presence is the key to finding your soul's purpose. This is attainable through your way of living your life mystically daily. I would encourage you to go and look at the course, the 6-week course. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee for it. You get 2 tickets to come to the event. It's helping you on your mystical life daily.
Right.
And all the tools, tips, and techniques that you can learn from the stage, from the people that are being there. The only reason you feel stuck now is because you're surrounded by a sea of Christians who have another point of view. Nothing wrong with that, but that is the sea you're going to continue to float in. And every time you put a hook in the water, it's going to be a cod. Or this fish or that fish that still has what? The common background belief system.
Yeah, I had a very, I had an out-of-body experience where in a time of really hard suffering just a few months ago where I was sitting down, but in front of me there was this gray cloud, and it was I could feel the pain of the gray cloud, and it was Jesus on a cross, and he was just getting whipped and whipped and whipped, and I was like, that was my suffering. And,
or that was a projection of a false light system putting you into shame, blame, and guilt that began 711 years ago when the Pope of that era claimed domination over the entire world, saying the world is Christian and Christian only and fuck any other religion that's out there. And since then, religious zealots and martyrs have sprouted up, reinterpreting the word of the words that really weren't words that were written till 400 years after his death, based off of a empire that was losing power and realized that empires don't last and religions do. And it went from an empire one day with 380 founding families to religion the next day with 121 founding families. The rest of those families were murdered off.
wow.
That's the truth of religion. Many people don't want to accept that, and we are the products and byproducts of that.
It was very confusing to me because I've been studying Buddhism and Kundalini and Tantra for the last 8 or 9 years. So to have Jesus on a cross be presented to me, or that was my first out-of-body experience, it was very confusing because I've definitely taken myself out of the Christian type of experience with my
It's trying to entangle you into soul family members who are resolving that frequency. You were born this lifetime to resolve another frequency. The space that you live in is ancestrally connected to things that are beyond just Christianity. Before the Christians came in 165 years ago to that particular area, there was a whole other group of beliefs that people that believed there that were tens of thousands of years older than the Christian religion imprinted on top of it. And that's why you're there. To find those sacred spaces there, to feel the energies, move the energy from one part of the land to the other.
Gotcha.
Okay? Use it in such a positive way that it's like, water conservation. You put up a Drop a log over here, it makes a pool of water over there. You make a little dam over here, it makes a bigger pool of water over there. And it's an all-natural frequency. It's called permaculture.
Oh, I know all about permaculture.
Okay. The same thing goes for spirit. You put one finger on the back of the neck over there and one finger on the bottom of the tailbone over there, permaculture happens, just at an energy level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, darling. I must move on. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
So, all right, everyone. I want to talk about the 3 paths to heart-space awareness. Path number 1, being an able, willing co-creator about learning our habitual patterns. Path number 2, knowing your story as your truth. Path number 3, true heart-space discernment. Who taught you out there heart-space discernment? Your mom, your dad, your first love, so on and so forth? Be willing to go and discern thyself. Learn critical thinking without criticizing the self and devaluing the self. Path number 1, you must be an able, willing co-creator. If you are not a willing, able co-creator about learning your habitual patterns, why the hell are you in this body? Okay? Some people have gone through mental and verbal abuse and truly don't know these most basic concepts of knowing your story as your own truth. Because they've been victimized by others for so long, they have a victim mentality. Okay? You have to let go of the victim mentality. You cannot let your victim mentality victimize others. Thinking that, woe is me, I need my pity party, me. Suck it up, buttercup, do the hard work. I tell that to everyone that's out there. The hard work is your inner work. The self-healing and the self-nurturing that it takes to say, damn, I've let myself burn the candle at both ends, and I got nothing left to give myself. I've got to turn off the TV, I got to take time off the job, and I got to fucking heal myself. Okay? You got to get serious when you're healing yourself. This also doesn't mean give up the 3D world and go into the monastery. That's bullshit. Do you know how many peoples have gone to ashrams and got fucked up because they didn't know what the tradition was, let alone that they were going to be washing fucking toilets with toothbrushes as a part of humbleness training? Okay? That is the age-old concept of the ancient ancestors using humble teachings. Great. Some people need that. This is the modern fucking world. This is the time when the monks in the mountains and the masters that are mystical masters that are let's just say, how do I put this? The monks in the mountain and the mystical masters that are pilgrimaging to themselves and have lost all their social skills come down out of the mountains, open a business, and put up a sign that says, I'm here to business. That's right. Spiritual business of teaching people what it takes to be disciplined here in the now, to follow a set of teachings and techniques that change the inner self, no matter what belief system you're doing. Okay? Being an able, willing co-creator about learning your habit patterns. Knowing your story as your truth. There are times our parents enforce a truth to us, and then 20 years later we realize that that wasn't the truth. There are other people who enforce their point of view into us, and we accept their truth. Only you know your truth. And until you're willing to uncover your truth as a willing, able co-creator, discovering your habit patterns, then knowing your story actually has value to the greater part, the true heart-space discernment. Did I go through that journey of knowing what is my story and my truth? Did I go through that journey of learning what an able, willing co-creator is, was, and will be in my life path? I've been sharing this information with people for years, decades. Heart-based awareness is one of the paths we take to experience what is truly love to ourselves, to overcome our limitations of I am not enough, and to finally become our greatest dream, ourselves. Okay? Ourselves. So let's see, we take one more caller. San Diego caller, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. And your name?
Goldie.
Hi, Goldie. How you doing today?
I didn't hear any beeps happening, so cool.
I guess today is a beepless day.
I'm doing good. I'm new to your information, so bear with me.
It's okay.
And I'm really grateful for what you're talking about, reclaiming your power and such. I wrote a question on the type-in thing, and basically, my family is manipulating my mother's trust, my inheritance, and I am having the hardest time mustering up the courage to find a lawyer and challenge them on it. And I'm fluctuating between wanting to do the spiritual thing and not bringing up old generational dirty laundry.
All right, let me interject a little partial comedy and partial lesson. Are you flatulating on hiring a lawyer? I use that word instead of fluctuating, flatulating, farting, putting gas in your air, but never actually doing anything about it.
I'm getting my paperwork together. This has been going on for 5 years.
You smell the stink. You smell the stink on the other side.
Okay, I'm not getting the metaphor here.
You are knowing that something is going on with the trust, and there is something stinky going on in the unseen world. Thus, why you are beginning to wonder what the hell is going on, and I need a lawyer.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right on all sorts of level, and how weird it got so fast really made me felt like there was generational insanity. I mean, I went so far as to start doing genealogy to try to figure out if there was mental illness in the family.
Oh, there is. There is. Whenever there's money like this and an inheritance, that is ancestral karma and spiritual debt attached to the money. And whoever gets the money wins the hierarchical game of that generation. No, they get the curse. That doesn't mean you can't break the curse and fix it.
Yes. It all felt stuff like that. And so what do I do?
First thing first, spiritual hygiene is the most important part of your practice. For you are dealing with some crazy, insane people that are following the money, who will, in knowingness and unknowingness, physically and spiritually attack you as soon as you pay that first dollar to the lawyer, because you are challenging their authority of ownership of that.
Yeah.
Spiritual hygiene. What does that mean to you?
Saging, cleansing, meditation.
Okay. Let's take it up another level. The same way you would brush your teeth or change your underwear every day is the type of spiritual discipline you need for spiritual hygiene. So if saging is brushing the teeth of the house, then put the same effort of brushing your teeth and intent behind saging. Okay? If making sure your bathroom is your personal bathroom is clean is the same effectiveness of changing your underwear every day. So there's the other things that one can do in the bathroom. The mirror that they see each morning, their face reflected in, for there is where the black law system will try to fuck your ass up through your own reflection.
Yeah. When I take a shower, I envision that all this dirt and grime, this energetic dirt and grime, is like washing off of me.
Beautiful. So what can you personally do to make your bathroom, your bedroom, and your home have some form of action, that spiritual hygiene that brings new invigoration and rules to the environment that doesn't allow the negative an opportunity to affect you before you've gone out and done something during the day. Because that's where they target you, those minutes right after you're waking up. Oh, they love to wait for you taking your morning dump and put paranoia in you.
Now, I hear you say, I can't imagine my siblings having any skills like that. So are you talking energetically?
Yes, sometimes people are born with skills and never ever tell you what they can do and manipulate people. You're talking manipulation of energy, games between each other. Yeah, they're well skilled at that.
So their thought forms are stronger than my thought forms.
Right, because they believe in them more right now.
Yeah, I'm sure that they believe that they're entitled to everything that they're doing.
Yes. And that's what you're going to be fighting, entitlement. And having spiritual hygiene at a whole new level, that your personal practice blows their level of spiritual hygiene. That means everything they're sending at you comes back to them in a way that doesn't create karma in you.
So should I visualize some mirrors around the house?
You can do that. It's about what is going to become your regular discipline practice. So what I say is making a protective barrier around the four corners of your bedroom, practicing spiritual hygiene in your bathroom, meaning doing some form of ritual and ceremony in there, knowing that every morning you get up, you have a moment of vulnerability as you're washing your face, looking up the beauty of your body, making sure no negative frequencies can come in there during that time where you are giving yourself the wake up or the shutdown process. The protecting the bed is to make sure you have a safe dream space that you can let down and put your fingers up under your head, under your hands on your arm and go, I'm going to sleep now, no worries. My stupid ass brother can't project anything in here because I've done the due diligence of work. Okay? And the next part is you are going to be walking into tall weeds with snakes in it. You got to pull out the spiritual machete and start chopping down the weeds, which is expanding your awareness. Creating disciplines that use some form of meditation, some form of yoga, some type of way of getting the physical energy of the stress of court and the potentiality of lawyers out of the trauma of your body, so the sympathetic and parasympathetic, the programmed things in us, can't use it as fuel to create paranoia in you. Why do court cases kill so many people? Because it requires so much of their awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It feels it's not my world, and it feels really intimidating. And
how big is the will?
It's maybe $200,000 between 5 siblings.
It's nothing.
No, it's not. It's nothing. But if you have nothing, it's something.
So why are you going to put yourself into that?
Well, I have fluctuated on this, is my whole life I've been the type of person that always stepped in and took care of people and just gave continuously. And then the last years of my mother's life, I stopped my life and I solved numerous problems over there. And to the tune of them saying, yeah, well, too bad, we're sorry you lost your job and you lost everything, and them laughing at me for giving so much. And it's a way of me saying, no, I'm worth something, you know, because it feels like they're dismissing me and walking over me. And it feels like I have to stand up and say, no, you can't do that to me.
And is that why you're stepping in to throw a wrench in their theft of the estate?
It feels like I need to do that in order for me to stand up and say, no, you can't treat me like dirt. And then the other part of me says, oh, just walk away from it. The spiritual thing is to just walk away. It's just money, and it's not the money part. Great. The money would pay some bills,
principle.
but
It's the principle.
yeah, it's how I was treated and disregarded.
Mm-hmm. If they were equal co-creators and somewhat honest beings, you wouldn't be there, would you?
So, in the scheme of things, did I write this script to be in this family?
Everyone wrote the script, not just you individually. Many co-authors in this script that have put their signature of approval on it.
Yeah.
Huh?
And this is making me step up. It's making me step up on all sorts of levels.
Sure.
And,
my advice for you is, if you are going to go down this journey of getting whatever comes out of it, how many people is it going to be split in front? 4, you said?
5.
5. That's less than 30,000 each. After the lawyer bills, probably you'll each probably get 16 out of it. If it all goes absolutely right and no one starts being a complete and total idiot. Huh? I mean, every extra hour is another $350 per hour per lawyer that comes out of the bill, comes out of the estate. Every time it goes to these probate courts and these lawyers, they drain 65% of it just to the lawyers.
Yeah.
Okay, is that the form of?
I'm pretty sure. That the number of illegal things they have done. That if I got a pit bull lawyer to approach them with paperwork, a strong letter, they would crumble.
So now you're hiring a thug. Now let me be honest. You're hiring a thug to scare them into doing something right. Are lawyers thugs? Yes.
To show them that.
No. Be honest. Be brutal honest with yourself. You are hiring a thug to do it because you can't, and it's not your place
in the legal system. Yeah.
Okay. So that's don't.
I've asked them numerous times, and they ignore me.
There's nothing wrong with the hiring of the thug. Really, there isn't.
Uh-huh.
It's ultimately why you are doing this, so you understand that when the thug goes out to hand a letter to the bad people who are screwing things up, that you are authorizing this person through the court system to say, we want remedy and resolve. I'm not here for justice and judgment. The thug is here just to scare your ass. That's all he is. He's writing a strongly worded letter. That's it. That's what all paperwork is, strongly worded letters that are meant to influence people to take on the weaponization of what is being said.
Yeah.
In your truth, heart space discernment, would your parents and mother and father want this to happen? Would they say, fight for me, fight for equality?
They're really sad this is happening.
Right. They would be sad. And that's why your other reason you're hiring a thug. Mom told me this in my spirit, that I would be sad that they're fighting like this. And know that your mom is working with you and going to help you find the right lawyer. For what reason? For heart space discernment of this family you're living in. Because what's going to come out of it? Healing or separation.
Well, yeah, that was one of the things I've been pondering over the years, thinking if I did do this, I would create separation.
Sure.
But then what has happened in reality is that I am persona non grata. They have X'd me out of their lives.
Find one hell of a lawyer thug that has that innate genius for writing scary letters. Okay? Seriously. Do it. Follow through.
Okay. How do I find that lawyer?
Pray. That's the first thing. Pray.
Yeah.
Pray. Call upon the spirit of your mom to work through synchronicities, and you start calling a lawyer. Sitting down with ones that are professional in cases that are, similar with what's going on with the trust or however it's set up. Those are the lawyers you want.
Yeah, trust lawyers.
I mean, I could give you my lawyer. He does trust, will, law, all that stuff, in speciality and intellectual property.
Yeah. I don't know if he's down here local.
No, but it's the metaphor of there are lawyers everywhere. You just need to start talking to people that regularly use lawyers.
And you're touching the prayer work and the rituals of getting centered will help me in my discernment.
Absolutely.
About who's going to be the right one.
It will show you so much truth that you'll write a book about it.
So when you say pray, you don't mean verbal prayer,
Yes.
out loud, dear God, please help me prayer.
Oh, no. Not, please, Lord, come down and answer my things. The out loud name it to claim it system. I, in this ever present moment of now, acknowledge that my family members are in charge in polarity and trying to weaponize me into karmic exchange of accepting the curse because of my mother's will was for us to not fight, but we are fighting now. I acknowledge that is my presence and make this my prayer to make a separation so I will not fall into charge and polarity and weaponize myself. My choice now is to hire a person who will write the strongly worded letter, who will act as my medium of spirit to say, stop screwing up, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers. Okay? Stop being a bully, stealing everyone's lunch money. Okay? My prayers are to create remedy and resolve. I am not here revenge or vengeance. I am here for the truth of the expression that Mom would not want this. And I make this impassioned statement to the ancestors, past, present, and future, to go to the dream worlds of all those involved to engage remedy and resolve, so there's a physical manifestation of truth. That's just but a sample. There are other prayer systems, other prayers that are fully an expression. Prayer does not require a faith or religion at all.
So it's making a strongly worded affirmation.
Sure. Colorful euphemisms and all.
Well, Andrew, thank you. I know that there's a lot of other people that want to get a hold of you, so I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for calling. You are a very special teacher to other people out there who know that they have their own choices coming to them with their family members who are going to pass, with their screwed up family members that are going to try to take control. You have helped quite a few. And know it's coming down to the spiritual disciplines. Okay?
Yeah, it is. It feels like that, and you have validated that, so thank you.
All right, sister. You have a great day. Good talking to you.
Likewise, Andrew. Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye.
Knowing your story as your truth. The last caller was in the emanation of that. She knew what her mother want, but wouldn't want to face it. Now she knows her truth at another level here. Okay? Living the mystical life daily is about engaging the mysticism of the self. Many of you didn't have an adventurous dream world the last couple months, or you're longing for the flying dreams of a young age. If you want that, you got to engage it. You got to engage your living the mystical life daily. That's why I've created this 6-week online course that you can do from the comfort of your own home with the time, effort, and energy and practice in which you can put in. That is that third path to the heart. Be willing to have truth of heart space discernment, knowing that at times of our life we have colored the way the world was, and at another time of life we look back and go, man, did I color that world? That I was really not honest with myself the way I really thought. What other parts of my life might be like that? And then there are other aspects of life where life was black and white, and you didn't allow any other color in. Or it was all 7 colors, full experiencing of the betrayals, the ups and downs, the trials and tribulations. And that was the roller coaster of that era of light, where there's a different truth around it. Truth. Your heart space is truth. What does that? I keep asking this. What does it really mean? Okay. Prayer. That's heart space, truth, awareness. You're willing to pray, to find strength and wisdom and knowingness from the internal being you are. To know that there are more people out there that are trying to do that. And prayer is a way to interact. Prayer is how we learn to know ourselves at the different layers. Prayer is a way to make higher frequency friendships with the universal source working through all of us. Prayer doesn't need a religion or an esoteric system. Prayer can be no words or thousands of words. Prayer is a form of gratitude and love, expressed from the divine co-creative self, manifesting a life walk that has known and unknown factors. Prayer assists us at making the unknown known by showing us how to get rid of fear and any other process that limits our ability to believe in our own self. Prayer is finding the integrity of heart space truth, emanating unconditional love in all the expressions that it may use vibratory words to convey the essence of the I am to all that is, was, and ever will be. Living the mystical life daily is dreaming the dream, living the prayer, being the person you are meant to be. Knowing that there are external and internal sources that are both eternal and finite, here to limit us or expand us. We must take the next level of our own choice to jump into the undiscovered country of our own passion of dream world. For only you can make the leap of faith into yourself. To engage the placebo belief truth system, knowing that expectations create your limitations, that we do not live in a world of duality, that we are the singularity of the now. And it's not about what you think, it's about what you believe. What's your dreaming world telling you? Do you have knowingness or awareness of it right now? The other thing that Living the Mystical Life Daily online course teaches you is to know what's in your dream world, how to add things into your dream world, how to make meditative constructs that become lucid mind constructs in theta state, that become delta mind dream constructs of interconnectivity. That is what the Sanctuary of All Souls is. When practiced properly in the sacred frequency of I'm doing this to give myself life force and energy, to clear out my heart space in the garden, in the pool of regeneration of water in that meditation, to find the garden of dream space regeneration, the prayer grounds of interconnectivity that connects you to the fetus in the mother's womb and the baby that took the first breath and has the will and endurance to live. Reconnecting to those sources as part of your prayer and meditation process so that they fulfill you in a linear process of self-awareness. This 6-week mystical training course, this is for everyone on the path of self-mastery, whether beginner or advanced. And once you enroll, you receive 1 module per week for 6 weeks. To make sure that you're not totally overwhelmed, you'll be able to apply these teachings at your own pace. And best of all, you'll have access to it for life. So the real question is it worth taking a few minutes of your time to check it out? To get past your expectations and limitations of whatever it is that's blocking your way? Your choice, here, now, will always be, what do I need in my life? What's going on right now? What are the things that I'm processing that I can or cannot deal with? Many of you want the galactivation, like the other caller. Habits are really hard to change. I could leave this webcast now and go enjoy the rest of my afternoon. I can already do Living the Mystical Life Daily. This is already working for me. But it's not about me. This is about you. And if you leave now, you might think you learned a lot of things. But my guess is that by tomorrow morning or the next few days, you'll have already slipped back into your normal routines and habit patterns. Right? You just do what you've always done. That's what most people do. But because I'm your coach, your friend, your teacher, your brother, I'm not going to let you go back to the old habits. Thanks a lot, everyone. It's time you become your own self-illuminated master. It's time to no longer be afraid of what you're giving up, but to own your own divine power. It's time to go beyond the maturity of adulthood and be the child again with the wisdom earned and learned from many lifetimes. Thank you so much for being here today. I honor your journey. It's your time.
To learn more about Andrew's courses, including the Hacking the Hologram teaching series coming this October, go to andrewbartzis.com.
Each different bubble of reality is true.
A galactic historian is a person that looks at all the lines of dramatic karma.
Nudge, nudge, it's the Holy Grail. Improvise. Mysterious. It's counter psychic intelligence.
Why is DNA farming of this star cluster so important?
Because we do manifest our reality. We do create our reality.